Hello my dear friends, you're on the Military Summary channel, and in this video we're going to discuss the results of the first days of the Ukrainian greatest counteroffensive operation. If you remember, yesterday the Ukrainians launched their counteroffensive operation all over the front lines. They were attacking in Kherson area, in Donetsk region, in Bakhmut, near Belogorovka, Siversk, Kupiansk and so on. All those attacks were repulsed. At some positions the Russians were forced to step back, and it was very difficult to understand what kind of results the Ukrainians managed to achieve during those attacks. But today we see that there is no more fog of war. We see the results, and for example today the Ministry of Defense of Russian Federation, the official representative Igor Konashenkov, gave us the report about the situation, and he told us that Ukrainians were attacking now all over the 95 kilometers front line on Solidar direction. Also, he told us that the Ukrainians made up to 26 attacks, and the number of forces that were involved in that operation were around 1,000 soldiers and around 40 tanks, and there were another more different types of armored vehicles in that attack. But anyways, you can see that wasn't a strategical attack, that was a tactical attack, the first probe. The Ukrainians were trying to find and trying to understand the Russian positions, their weak point and so on. And also the Ministry of Defense of Russian Federation reported that as a result of those attacks, the Russians were forced to step back from Bogdanovka, and currently this bridgehead between Berhovka, Dubovo, Vasilievka is captured by the Ukrainians. The Russians are trying to build their defense line in near these two lakes and water reservoirs, and so this is the results. And also the Ministry of Defense added that as a result of those clashes, the Ukrainians lost around 540 soldiers, so more than half of the forces that were involved in that attack, and something around 22 armored vehicles, including tanks and different types of weapons. Also more than 50% of the entire army that were involved in that attack. Also, the Ministry of Defense reported that when talking about the losses of the Ukrainians along the entire front line, Donetsk front line, the Ukrainians lost around 900 soldiers, 37 armored vehicles and 3 artillery systems. So as you can see, that was like a bad day for the Ukrainians, and also it wasn't a very pleasant day for the Russians, because they were forced to step back and to lose their positions they were fighting for months and so on. Furthermore, today, for example, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, he gave some kind of speech, and he told us that he didn't expect that Putin and people in Kremlin are going to die with their own lives. He told us that probably they will be killed by somebody. He didn't call, of course, the names, and he didn't say that Zelensky was going to do this. But anyway, that I believe that was some kind of first reaction on the attempts to attack and to start the counteroffensive operation in the vicinity of Bakhmut. To other topics in the world, for example, the Josep Borrell, the High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, reported this week that the European Union have already trained around 17,000 soldiers, and by the end of the year the European Union is going to complete trainings of around 30,000 of Ukrainian soldiers. Furthermore, by the end of the year, Josep Borrell promised to provide Ukrainians up to 1 million shells, artillery shells, and around 1,000 rockets. So that's a lot. And when talking about rockets and missiles, don't forget that United Kingdom have already provided the Ukrainians their missiles, very powerful missiles, Storm Shadow, and that the distance, the range of those missiles is from 300 to 400 kilometers. So we expect that soon this weapon will be moved to Ukraine, and this of course is going to be some game changer. I'm not saying that 100% game changer, but anyway, the life of the Ukrainians will become easier if they are able to, if they have this type of weapon. Furthermore, today the Ukrainian source published the interview of Valery Zaluzhny. If you remember, a few days ago we discussed that probably this person was killed as a result of another missile Russian attack, but the Ukrainians published videos. So for now, of course they haven't provided us any information about the date of that video, but anyway, the Ukrainians are trying, or they have already published some kind of evidence that everything is okay with this person and so on. And that's it for this, let's say, political summary video. Thank you for watching. Military Summary channel reminds to condemn any violence in Ukraine. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, put your likes, join my Patreon, and have a good day. Bye bye.